Hi, my name is Nick Domena. I'm Director of Education for the United States. Here at Chung Hung, we have 4 permanent straighteners that I'd like to introduce to you. The first one is the AB Ionic system. The second one is IO Thermal Hair Permanent Wave System. The third one would be CYS Hair Permanent Wave, and then Biotech Perm. All depending on the type of hair that you have or how damaged it is, will depend on which system that you will use for your hair. So what we're going to do now is introduce some products for you. So let's talk about the systems for a moment. The first system I'd like to introduce to you is the CYS. This is designed for very damaged hair or frequently permed hair, or even bleached hair. Hair that is really damaged that you need very soft or mild system for. So the second system I'd like to introduce you to is the AB Ionic Hair Straightening Cream. If you have naturally curly hair or fine limp hair or chemically treated hair and need a mild system, this would be the system that you use. Also in the system we have the AB Preservative Lotion. This is a very high protein and also thermal protection for your flat iron. Biotech Perm, Thermal Straight. If you have very coarse, thick, virgin, curly hair that's very resistant, that you need a more stronger formula, this would be your choice for that. With my model Jessie, we did our consultation and she said that she liked her hair very straight. Now we were analyzing her hair and we had noticed that she has virgin, coarse, curly hair and a lot of it. So the system that we're going to use is going to be Biotech. Now, we're also going to change the formula for her ends because we noticed that she did have a little bit of damage. Now, in the future, what you can do is, if your client doesn't have any product buildup, you don't have to use a clarifying shampoo. You can just go ahead and use the system right from there. So today, her hair is actually very clean, so we're not going to have to shampoo it, but we are going to prepare her scalp with a barrier cream, and we'll show you how to do that later. Now, all depending on your client's hair, you can choose either to just go ahead and do the straightening system, or like we're going to do today is actually flat iron Jessie's hair. Because you can see that her curl is very strong, and she has virgin, natural resistant hair. So we're going to choose to flat iron her hair. And we'll do a couple sections for you so you can see that. And we're just going to clip this up out of the way. And what I like to do is, I like for my clients to hold their ears down. So if you can hold your ear down for me. Yeah. So, depending on your client's hair texture, you can either go right back and go into doing the straightening system, or like we're going to choose today, we're going to pre-flat iron her hair. Because as you can see, Jessie's curl is very strong, it's very resistant. Plus, like I said earlier, that she had virgin hair. So we're going to go in and flat iron it. Now you can probably see that I'm also taking thinner sections. And just remember, the thinner the section you take, the straighter the hair will be. So we'll do a couple sections for you. And you just want to bring that right down and get that as straight as possible. And you can just take little pieces here if you ever see it curly. Now we're going to straighten the rest of the hair, and then we'll come back. So we're just going to finish flat iron my model's hair. And like I said earlier, because her hair was very coarse, and she has a very natural curl, and her hair is also resistant, so we wanted to really start out with a very smooth surface. If we get this straight now, when we go back in later on with the straightening cream, we will be able to get this a lot straighter right from the start. So we're just going to finish up here, and then after that we're going to apply the barrier cream. And the flat iron that we're actually using is from our company. It's a ceramic iron, really beautiful, heats up to 220 degrees Celsius, and it is a ceramic flat iron. Now you don't only have to use it for straightening, but you can actually use it for curling as well. So it's a really beautiful iron, and it has a little absorbing on its plate so it doesn't pull or tear the hair. So it's a really beautiful iron, really shiny, very straight. We're going to be using the olive barrier cream on her scalp to protect it from doing the chemical work. Now what's great about it is because of the vitamin E, also the lanolin and chamomile, it creates a desensitizing feeling to the scalp, so it won't allow the scalp to be burned or anything. So some of the other things that it's great for is if you're doing permanent color, you could add a dime size into the permanent color, and it won't do anything for to make the gray not cover, but what it does is for those clients that have sensitive scalp, it will help protect them. Also, if you're doing on-scalp bleaching, you can put a size of a quarter into the bleach. So when you're doing that on scalp, you know how it always burns? It will take that away because of the chamomile and the lanolin. And the vitamin E will just soothe it down as well. So just a couple of different things that it's good for. So today, like I said, we're going to actually put it onto her scalp and show you the protection with it. And you could just put a little bit into, your hands. And actually you'd create a 4-part section, but we're just going to show you a little bit here. And you can take the back of a tail comb, and you're just going to put a little bit on there. And just take your thumb and slide it right down. Very easy to use. You're going to take about a 1/2-inch section, and again, and just putting it onto the scalp only. And then just run your thumb right across. Take another, anywhere from a 1/4 inch to a 1/2-inch section. But try not to do anything thicker than that, because you really won't be able to get the full protection that you want to get with it. And then just slide that across again. And again, just slide your thumb. We're going to use the keratin cream to protect her hair from her mid-shaft to ends. And the keratin cream is a deep treatment which will fortify the hair, and also from the chemical that the straightener that we're going to be using, you remember I said that her mid-shaft to ends were damaged. So what we want to do is create protection on it. So you're just going to put just a little bit, just run it through, and if you want, you can just put your hand through it like that. Just gently, and like I said, just the mid-shaft. And what this will do is allow us, when we put the straightener over this area, that it won't get damaged. And all we're doing at this point is just really creating protection. So this way, on the hair that was already damaged on the ends, that it stays healthy. And we're using the keratin cream. Now that we completed that part, I'm going to do a 4-part section so that I can apply the straightening cream onto it without it being messy. So we're going to start doing the straightener now. Now today we're going to be using the Biotech Perm Thermal Straightener. But first, just let me tell you about her hair. This section here is very healthy, and this section here was very damaged. It was dead. So what we did was we put the keratin cream on here as a protector. Now, in this top area, what we're going to do is just put the Biotech completely straight by itself in this area, And then the mid-shaft to the ends, we're going to mix the Biotech 2 parts to 1 part keratin cream. So that part will go on the mid-shaft ends. So this way, the strength that we need for her natural coarse hair that's very resistant, we have the strength there. And from here, we'll use the lesser strength so that it's protected as well, so it won't be damaged. Now I'll just show you how to apply real quick. And you're going to just take a section and just gently put it on. Keep it off the scalp and right about to that area. And the way that you would do it is just massage it in. And just let it fall. Again, take very low, keeping it off the scalp, and as you can see, it's about a good maybe 1/8 to a 1/2 inch. Bring it down, same area, and again, all you're going to do is just massage it in. And we're going to continue throughout the rest of the head, just doing that area. And then later we will go back and put the second formula on the bottom. And the sections you're taking are anywhere from 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch. And that should be thin enough. And again, just wrapping that around. Just make the hair smooth. And again, all we're going to do is just tap it on. And I always just put a little bit on the back area as well. And again, just massage it in. And you can bring it closer to the root if you want. Just let that lay down. Now, like I said, this first part that we're putting on is the Biotech Straightening Perm, and we're just putting it in at 100% pure, where we didn't mix anything in yet. And again, you can get a little bit closer to the scalp just by using your thumb. Just massage it right into that area, and massage, and just bring it down. And make sure that when you're doing it, that you do evenly to both sides, to that area as well. So that's the only area that we're going to continue to do. So as you can see, finish this whole area from the root area to about to the mid shaft. And we just have to finish up this area now. And again, just continue applying the way that we were, and making sure that you just put this over. Don't let it fall into her eyes or anything. And this is why we're working down. So again, just working down to the mid-shaft area. And then you'll just go back in. And just using your fingers, I'll do it slower, just mush it in. You can just push it in, or you can massage, and then just bring it down. And then just lay it down softly. And as you can see, even on the brush, I don't even have that much on, just very low. And just pat it in. You could either pat it or you could go like this way. And then just lay that down. Now what we're going to do is let this process anywhere from 15 to 25 minutes. And in between, we're actually going to test the curl. And we'll show you how to do that in a little bit. So now we're finished with this area, from the scalp area to the midshaft. And before, you remember, when we prepped this, we used the keratin cream on this area because it was a lot more damaged. So what we're going to do now to mix it together would be, we're going to do 2 parts of the Biotech, 1 part of the keratin cream. And then we're going to apply that from the midshaft to the ends in sections. So, like I said, it was 2 parts Biotech to 1 part of the keratin cream. And just mix that together. The mixture should be nice and consistent. And what we're going to do from here is actually take sections and again, you could either do a 4-part section or a 3-part, whatever you can handle. But for today we're going to do a 4-part section. And just bring that to the side. And you don't actually have to clip it up, because remember, we already did this section. So all we're doing is from here down. And again, you're just going to pat through. And then just massage, and then same thing again. Take your 2 fingers, and you can bring it right up to that point where you had left off. Take another section. And you can actually see, we left off right here. So start right at that party. And bring it right down. This is very concentrated, so you'll be able to just massage it through. And when you use your fingers, you can actually see that we're bringing it through. And just from right that area, and again, just bring it down. So what we're going to do here is just finish up our last section. And just keeping consistent with everything that we were doing. Keeping everything very well saturated, coming up to this area. And you can start off by massaging it, and then just use your fingers to really get it through. If we were to open this up, you would see that this is all saturated, that it's not dry. And that's very important. If there's any areas that are dry, those areas later on will stay curly. So you want to make sure that both sides are saturated. And then what you can do is just very gently take a wide tooth comb and just comb everything down together, keeping everything very straight. Now it's very important that you do keep everything straight, so this way it processes that way. Now, before we used the Biotech by itself from the scalp area to the midshaft. And then we put the midshaft to the ends where we mix the Biotech and the keratin cream 2 to 1. So we're going to let this process. The first part we processed for about 15 minutes now, and we used the dryer just to help create a little bit fastness to it, because her hair was very curly, it was very coarse, so we want to break through that just a little bit more. So now what we're going to do is just let the midshaft to the ends continue processing for about maybe 10 more minutes. And then from there we'll start checking it just to see how straight it's getting. Great. Now we processed for about almost 25 minutes now. So what we want to do now is do a test curl. We want to see if it got straight enough for us. And the way that we do it is we actually take a section, and I recommend maybe like 4 different areas that you're going to take a small section, and we're actually going to just wrap it around our finger. If it starts to return, that means that it's still curly. If it doesn't return and it stays on there, it means that we're done. So let's go in and take a small section. And it should be about maybe this thick. And what we're going to do is just take a little bit off of the straightener. You're going to put your finger there and just wrap that around and just leave it. And as you can see, it's actually staying. So now we know that this is done. So what we're going to do is check another area. And like I said, just a little thin strand. Take the straightener off, clean it off, and now closer to the root area, take it and wrap it. Good. So this is done. So what we're going to do now is bring her over and we're going to rinse this out now. So like I said, we processed her for about 25 minutes. We did the first area with the Biotech by itself. Then the mid-shaft to the ends, we used the Biotech 2 parts to 1 part of the keratin cream. We mixed those together. We processed for 25 minutes and we did our test curl by wrapping it around our finger. So we're going to bring my model and we're going to rinse her off now. So now we're done processing her with the first step. So what we're going to do is rinse with warm water for about 10 minutes. Great. So we're done rinsing, and we did rinsing for about 10 minutes to make sure that all of the product was out. So what we do at this point is, we're just going to towel dry just by blotting it. You're just going to blot the hair, just in sections. And from this point, what we're going to do is, we are going to apply the Olive Colorful Conditioner. And what this is going to do for us, detangle the hair. If it did get a little knotty from when you were rinsing. So we continue applying the Colorful Conditioner to the hair. And now we're also going to apply a little bit of the keratin cream. And what this will do is fortify the hair. This will start to rebuild the hair from any proteins that we took out during our chemical treatment. And the only way you're going to apply this is you're just going to work it through quickly. That we keep everything straight. So now we're going to blow dry the hair, and we're going to blow dry it to about 80% dry. Great. So now we're ready to flat iron the hair. But first we're going to protect the hair with the AV Preservative Lotion. What this is designed to do is give the protection from high heat, and also with a number of different oils in it, this will give back the protein into the hair. So now we're ready to start flat ironing her hair. But before we start that, I'm actually going to apply the AV Ionic Preservative Lotion. What this is designed to do is give her protection against high heat, and also because it has a number of different oils in it, it will replenish it with the proteins and give it the shine and softness that we need. So we're just going to apply it to a few sections now. And what we're going to do here is start flat ironing, just small sections, and be very gentle when you're bringing this up to bring it up and hold it in place. You don't want to make it curly, you want to kind of keep it straight. So as for flat ironing, remember, thinner section, the straighter the hair will be. So using our ceramic flat iron, and it heats up to 220 degrees Celsius, we're just going to go in and straighten the hair from here. And you don't have to go over it too many times. Anywhere from just like 3 to 5 times would be more than fine. And just remember, keep in mind, you don't have to pull on the hair too much. Just kind of let it be natural. and just bring it down. And as you can see, our ceramic iron gets the hair very straight, it's very soft, and by using the AV lotion, it created a beautiful shine to the hair. So we're going to finish flat iron from here, and with the bang area, you're going to work that kind of into it, into the front, just so that kind of falls natural. Now we're passing over each section anywhere from maybe 3 to 5 times. And you want to be careful. You're not going to really clamp down, you're going to be very gentle. And or you could use a comb and slide the comb through. And we're just working with her side parting. And if you have any sections from before that didn't blend together, this will be the time to blend them now, bring them together, and then just flat iron them down together. Now we use the AV lotion to help with the protection from the iron, and also, as you can see, it did give us a lot of shine as well. And just be careful around the face area. A lot of times the section is really hot, so you want it to kind of cool before you let it go. Now what I like to do also is, you can see that her section is here. I don't want them to look so separated. I want to bring them together a little bit. So what I will do is just take a small section from each side, bring them together, and use a flat iron and what this does is it allows it to just be a little bit more natural. Like I said, you want this to be very straight, so after you're done, kind of just go through it one time here. Anything that doesn't look straight, of the straightener. It's our number 2 Biotech. This is the neutralizer, so we're going to apply this in the same fashion or same manner as we did with number 1. So we're going to do it the same way. And with the neutralizer, you're actually going to apply it roots to ends. And same fashion, you could go in and massage it, and then also go in with your fingers and bring it right down, keeping everything nice and straight. And the sections are anywhere from maybe a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch thick will be fine. And again, you're just going to lay it on. And you have to make sure that you do saturate it. You don't want any dry areas. So really work it in there and making sure that it's totally saturated. on both sides. And remember what I said, go in with your fingers and just run it through. You can massage it through, and then also use your fingers and just glide it through. And afterwards, just to bring everything together, you can use a wide tooth comb and just gently comb everything down, keeping the hair straight. This is going to process for about 10 to 15 minutes. Now I just want you to take a look at this so you can really understand that this is really saturated. It's really important that you have it very saturated. If you were to open up and you see dry areas, please apply more. So you really want this covered completely. So like I said, this will process for about 10 to 15 minutes. And then we're going to rinse this all out for about another 10 minutes. And then we're going to choose one or two of our conditioners. Our vitamin C, which has kiwi and other vitamins and amino acids in it. So that's great for even for your colored hair to keep it shiny, keep it healthy. But for us, it will help seal this down, lower the pH on it. Or we're going to use our number 7 pH rinse. Will also allow us to kind of seal in the chemical and also to keep it straighter and longer for you. So then afterwards, when we do our style, we'll either choose to do a blow dryer with just a light style to it, or we could use a brush, or we could go back in and use a flat iron as well. So now I'm just finishing my model's hair off, Jessie. We just did the straightening on her, the thermal straightening, Biotech. And as you can see, that's very shiny, very smooth, but still has a lot of life. Like she can move her head, move your head a little bit, go back, yeah, beautiful. It's still alive. So it's not stick straight to the head, you still can give volume and movement to it. So that's what's really nice about our straighteners, is that today, everybody wants some body to it. They don't want to stick straight. They want it to be alive. With ours, you can do that now. And as you can see, her hair is very healthy, very shiny, and beautiful. How do you like it?